No, leave it. I want to see you. What is it? Is it me? Can you not bear to look at me? Chris. Chris, please.
How am I supposed to understand if you won't talk to me? Chris!
Shit.
moving slowly east and filling 1011 by 1300 tomorrow. Low moving steadily east, expected 150 miles west of Bailey, 1014 by the same time.
Τζέιν Τένισον.
I want to Good girl. Oh. Now, you go find Vicky. That's a good girl. Yes. Where's she go? Huh? Where's she go?
Jane.
Vicky. Everyone calls her Vicky.
And she's 14 months old?
On the 23rd.
Can you tell me how tall she is? Her weight?
It'll be on the top.
I should have a match for you by this afternoon.
How did they get in?
Screwdriver.
Dave, sort these guys out, please, now.
Well, that's fine. Everything's just as it should be. If you experience any problems, don't hesitate to contact Dr. Gordon or myself. We find that terminations performed this early don't usually present any physical...
When can I get back to work?
Good morning, Mom.
Is Superintendent Thorndyke in?
He left about an hour ago, Mom. I've put the case files on your desk. Will there be anything else?
No, that's all, thanks. Shall I draw the curtains? What's the problem with the phones? When did Thorndyke authorise this?
Last night through the press office. The paper approached us with the idea. It was a real rush job.
It's a bloody disaster is what it is.
Well, the same kind of coverage worked wonders with the Kelly Parker kidnapping.
Kelly Parker was abducted from a hospital by a nurse. There was no violence. It describes Susan Covington's condition as serious, for Christ's sake. Look, you're the abductor. You're already scared shitless. Now you think you might be facing a murder charge. If they're still holding the baby, that could be a bloody death warrant. Is Susan conscious yet?
Yeah, but she's in shock. She's not responding to anyone.
She's got to talk to us. Has the doctor seen her? What does the psychiatrist say?
Well, he was dead cagey, you know. Even minor head wounds can be serious, and even if she does snap out of it, the chances are she could be suffering from something called post-traumatic...
Amnesia, yeah.
Amnesia, yeah.
God.
If it lasts more than 24 hours, memory loss could be permanent. Forensic found a blood smear on the kitchen wall. Looks like the abductor threw her against it. Her skull's not fractured.
Who's the chaperone?
Havers.
Oh, well, at least you did something right. That's good.
She'll give us a shout if there's any change.
Now, listen, we've got to take the heat off the abductor. So, Richard, get onto the press office. Arrange it with the networks. Have a camera team standing by to make an appeal. If Susan can't do it, I'll make it myself. Arrange it so we can move at half an hour's notice.
Right, please.
No wonder Thorndyke was in such a hurry.
You have?
I'll make this short and to the point as possible. Now, obviously, I've got a lot of catching up to do, and so have the officers who've joined us from AMIT. That's DS Westbrook and DC Applin. Now, I know how difficult it is to give 100% on unpaid overtime. But I'm sure we all want to find Vicky Warwick alive and well. No one would want to be 5 minutes too late. Let's make sure we're not. Okay, Richard.
Warwick is the husband's name. He left the family home about 10 months ago. He's up north now running a farm he inherited. He says he was at the farm at the time of the abduction, but he lives alone and there's no one to confirm his story.
Did they search the place?
Yeah, nothing. And he blew a fuse.
Well, he might have left the baby somewhere else. Has he got a girlfriend?
Not that anyone knows of. The bird he left his wife for is getting married next week. The local CID are keeping an eye on the place.
OK. Tony, Fernham Road?
The back door was forced. Forensics are a nightmare. Fingerprints, hair, fibres galore. Chances are most of them belong to the builders who've been working there.
You tracking them down for exemplars?
Susan Covington has to tell us who they were first. Until we can interview her, we've no way of knowing what time the intruder or intruders entered the building, but we do know that they didn't leave till after 12:30. The next-door neighbours got back from a dinner party round about then and reversed into Susan's car.
Drunk?
New contact lenses.
Have you found the car?
Not yet, boss.
Well, obviously that's a priority. Now, who's our abductor?
Well, they're either local, or at least spend time in the area. They'd have had to watch the house. We've ruled out kidnapping so far because A, we haven't received a ransom demand, and B, well, you only have to take one look at the outside of the house to know that there's not enough dosh around to make it worthwhile.
So we have to proceed on the assumption that Vicky Warwick was abducted for nurture or abuse. Who's pounding the computers?
DS McCall, Gov. I'm compiling a list of paedophiles living within a 30-mile radius of London.
And what database are you using?
ENSYS.
Well, there's another one in Derby, I think, that keeps tabs on suspected as well as convicted offenders.
I'll get on it, Gov.
Let's get hold of the local registrar, see if anyone's lost a baby recently. Illness, cot death, miscarriage.
Yeah, well, that gets my vote. I don't see what a nonce could do with a kid that young.
All right, let's get in touch with the adoption agencies, see if anyone's been refused an application recently. It could be that they wouldn't take no for an answer.
I'll do that, Gov.
Good, thanks. Well, right, I think that's it. No, hey, wait a minute. Now, this is a long shot, but it might be worthwhile. Call traffic. See if their cameras caught the missing car on Monday night. I mean, if I just abducted a baby and bashed the mother over the head, I might be rattled enough to run a red light or break the speed limit. All right, that's it. Let's find Vicky Warwick.
Teresa, I've got to go now. A detective. Yeah. Yeah, she showed me her card, her ID. Yeah, okay. Okay. Sorry. It's Natalie's mum. She's a bit anxious. Ooh,
How long have you worked for Susan Covington?
Since Vicky was born.
That can't be easy, working for two families.
Oh, it's no problem as long as the kids don't hate each other. And Susan and Teresa work for the same firm, so it costs them less than two nannies wouldn't. I make a bit extra.
So you got to Susan's house at 7:30. Was that normal time?
Yeah, I picked Natalie up at 7 and went right over. We do 1 week here and the next at Susan's. You know, alternate. Is she going to be all right?
Well, she's conscious, but she's still in shock. You used a mobile phone to call us yesterday?
Yeah, Susan gave it to me to carry in case of emergencies. I moaned about it because I readied enough to lug around.
Where did you get this?
I think Susan brought it back from Florida.
Did you know you could be prosecuted for just carrying mace?
No. She got me that about a month ago. I was supposed to take a photo if anyone dodgy was hanging around when I took the kids to the park. The film's blank. Well, except for a couple of shots I took to try it out.
What of?
Vicky.
I'll borrow this if you don't mind. I'll return it tomorrow with the negatives. Well, they're recent photos, you see.
Go ahead.
Thank you for your help.
Woman who reported it was out walking her dogs.
Any of the kids in custody?
One, Malcolm Roberts, 10 years old. Spends more time in the local nick than he does at school. Anyway, his gang found it about 11 this morning. Keys were still in the ignition, but he doesn't
There's
drive.
absolutely
so...
no sign of Vicky.
No, sorry, Gov.
We're only 5 minutes away from Susan Covington's house. I mean, why ditch it here? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, unless you're local, or maybe they had another car waiting.
Muddyman?
Kids like Malcolm have their eyes peeled. Why don't you talk to him again? See if he saw another car parked around here.
Gov?
She'd had a rotten day. A rotten week, really. She couldn't eat, and she wouldn't settle. I had to take her to the doctor when her first teeth came through. I finally got her to sleep at about 1:30. Then I went downstairs.
Not to bed?
I had work to do. I'm cramming for my exams. I'm taking my taxation finals on Tuesday. Today. I started to read, then I fell asleep.
And how long were you asleep?
Not long. Something woke me. I went into the hall. When I got near the kitchen, I was grabbed, pulled from behind. I tried to fight. I tried. Then I was thrown against the wall. I don't remember falling or...
Can you describe your attacker? Susan, anything, the smallest detail is absolutely crucial. Did you get an impression of their build, or you feel what sort of clothes they were wearing?
Sorry.
It's all right, it's all right. If you remember anything later on, just tell Maureen. Susan, I spoke to Carolyn today, your nanny, and she told me that you'd given her a camera to carry around. Do you remember that? It was about a month ago.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
I don't know.
Well, has someone been following you and Vicky? Have you noticed someone watching the house? Well, have you
There
ever...
was someone. In the park. In Fernham Park. He had 2 little girls with him. He didn't look dangerous, but...
But what?
He was clingy.
What do you mean, clingy?
Difficult to get rid of. He kept putting his hands on Vicky's pushchair and touching her.
Can you describe him for me? How's she doing?
I don't think she's too happy about having the makeup put on.
It's very important she looks as healthy as possible. Did you explain that to her?
Yeah, but it's bound to feel odd, like tarting yourself up for a rapist.
No joy at the factory, boss. We did get clear impressions of the Renault tyres and the kids' trainers, but nothing else.
All right, well, Just put anyone you can on a house-to-house search. Maybe they were stupid enough to dump the car on their own doorstep. Did you get the nanny's photos back from the lab yet?
I've been polite, sarcastic and bloody obnoxious, but they've got a backlog.
You've been better off sending them to Boots. You up to this? Good.
I hope I'm talking to the person who has Vicky. I'd give anything to hold my little girl again. I'm very frightened. Perhaps you're frightened too. I don't want anything to happen to you or to Vicky. Revenge is the last thing I want. I don't want you to be punished. You just need help. Please help us all. You, me, and Vicky by contacting the police. The sooner you call, the sooner we can all stop being afraid. Please bring Vicky back. Please bring.
I don't know. How reliable do you think this thing is, huh?
Run it by the nanny, see if it rings any bells.
Hello, sir.
Traffic then. Boss, traffic came through.
Bugger my boots.
What's his code?
Their camera location. Paladin Way. It's a stretch of the A1 here, just below the M1.
But that's nowhere near where it was abandoned.
Yeah, look at the time, 3:30. That's 2 hours after Susan was attacked. And they couldn't have spent that long in the house. Where the hell were they going?
To dump the corpse. Or transfer the body to somewhere else.
Shall I call off the house-to-house in the factory area?
No. Perhaps they made the drop and didn't fancy a long walk home.
Maybe we could get the shot enhanced, get the driver's silhouette.
We'll have died of old age before we get that back from the lab, but try. First thing tomorrow morning.
So, Vicky Warwick could be anywhere north of London.
No, it started to get light around 5:30. They wouldn't want to be seen ditching the car. So they were caught speeding at 3:30, so that gives them 2 hours to get where they were going and come back.
Less 5 or 10 minutes to drop the baby. So, if we work out the farthest they could go and get back in 80 minutes, we've got our search radius.
Well, unless the second vehicle theory holds good, in which case he could be in Scotland by now.
I thought you were supposed to be working the nonce records. Go on, then.
Prick.
Where are you?
Colonel.
Mike, it's Jane.
Hello, Jane. I saw the appeal. I thought you handled it very well.
Look, I need more help on this one, Mike. The service level agreement guarantees me more officers.
You've got all the bodies you're entitled to under SLA. If it turns into a murder investigation, I can let you have another 6 men.
And what are they supposed to be, pallbearers?
You know as well as I do, this kid is probably dead already.
No, I do not know that. Look, I need more detectives, Mike. I need more uniforms. Vicky needs them.
I'm sorry.
Jesus, Mike. You can't spare 6 officers to help save a child's life, but you can spare them to find her killer.
Go home. Get some sleep. Give me an update in the morning.
You okay, Gov?
Yeah.
Where did you say that husband lived?
Derbyshire.
M1.
Yeah, they searched the place once.
Well, we'll drive up there tomorrow and do it ourselves.
Local plod are gonna love us. Night.
Night. Hello, do you want to leave a message for Susan?
Mr. Warwick? Mr. Warwick, hello? Mr. Warwick? Mr. Warwick, sir? There's no one upstairs, ma'am. Perhaps he's out with his stock.
Or perhaps he's done a runner.
Well, we've got two men watching the house.
Well, the house isn't going to run, is it?
Mr. Warwick? Mr. Warwick? This is Detective Constable Hawker. Mr. Warwick?
Mr. Warwick?
Mr. Warwick?
I'm Detective Superintendent Tennison.
What are you doing here?
I want to ask you some questions about your daughter.
Do you recognise him? He might have had two little girls with him. One dark, one fair, about 6 or 7 years old.
No.
You're positive?
Who is he?
Well, he was seen approaching your wife in Fernham Park last month.
Yeah, well, I haven't even been in London for a year, let alone Fernham Park.
Why do you live up here?
My father died about 11 months ago. Somebody has to look after the place.
And you live here alone?
You know I do.
But you left your family because of an affair.
Yeah, two of them. Me and Margaret Lacey, Susan and her career.
You don't approve of women who take their careers seriously?
Not if it makes them selfish. I don't approve of anyone who turns a career into a fetish. I was an estate agent. I made a pile at it. But it wasn't an obsession.
Just as well since you got fired.
The bottom fell out of the market.
And you lived on your wife's income?
Yes, but there isn't a mortgage. She used the money from her father's will. And I did the deal. A bloody good one. And my money paid for the restorations. I'm going to fight her for custody. Vicky'd have a better life here. I mean, where would you rather grow up? I could look after her just as well, better. She wouldn't have been kidnapped if I'd been with her.
Yeah, but you weren't, were you? Do you think you'll be awarded custody of Vicky? I mean, I would have thought your chances were rather slim. You're an unfaithful husband. You left the family at home. You're on the point of bankruptcy. I mean, you haven't seen your daughter in, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's only because of Susan.
Oh, you mean she wouldn't let you?
No, but you know what it's like when you fall in love. And you think, oh, so this is what it's really like? I never knew. Well, the same thing goes for falling in hate. I couldn't stand to be near her.
Oh, you hate your wife, do you?
Deeply.
Enough to hurt her by taking Vicky?
No.
Did you pay someone else to take her?
No!
Well, where is she?
I don't know. I wish to Christ I did.
Didn't your man turn up at the rendezvous?
What? Look, this is ridiculous. I was here all weekend. I told you I couldn't possibly... Where did you... How dare you...
Do you want to read the search warrant?
This is a credit card receipt for petrol you bought at the Narosh services on the M1, 2:30 on Sunday afternoon. You were not here all weekend. You were in London. Why did you lie to us? Were you planning on abducting Vicky? If you don't talk to us, I'm taking you down to London. Cuff him. I'm arresting you on suspicion of...
I was with Margaret.
I'm sorry?
Margaret Lacey. This is Margaret Harper as of next Friday. She lives in Hendon. We were together
when Vicky was taken. Oh, I see. You were sleeping with someone else's fiancé when your daughter was abducted. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
She's dead, isn't she?
Yes. Right. Bloody hell. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I'll call you back, yeah. Get on the phone and have them blow this up. Go on, quick.
They may be slow, but they're not stupid.
Get Copper's runoff for the boys already out there and then blitz the neighbourhood. Eliminate from our inquiries nothing stronger. If he's our bloke, I don't want his relatives or his mates panicking him, all right?
Right.
Right, go on. Now, if he turned up in this shop, the chances are he visits this park on a regular basis. The kids are eating ice creams now. Check out all the vans that work the area. Someone must know who he is.
Christopher Edward Hughes. Born 4th of September 1956. December 85, sentenced to 14 years imprisonment after the systematic abuse of his 7-year-old stepdaughter. June 92, 6 months residential, Osborne Clinic, released on parole December 92.
Touchstone Avenue. Touchstone Avenue. Only half a bloody mile from Vicky Warwick's house. And a 20-minute walk from the factory where the Renault was dumped.
Gotcha.
Now listen to me. Nobody goes in without a warrant. Have you got a warrant? Good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thanks for your cooperation, Mr. Warwick. He's in your custody until we verify his alibi. We need to see his stock coupled to account.
Look at this.
Annabelle?
Christopher Edward Hughes?
Yeah?
Who are you? I'm Detective Inspector Muddiman, Southampton Road Police Station, Cupping.
Hey, what's going on? I ain't done nothing.
I'm arresting you on suspicion of the abduction of Vicky Warwick. You do not have to say anything
That's
else.
bollocks.
Exclusive of what you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that you're under caution?
Look, I don't know anything about the baby.
Do you understand?
Yeah!
Well, just pictures from magazines.
Pictures of young children.
Yeah, well, there's no law against collecting pictures of children. Not ones like that, anyway. And I haven't had any of the other sort in years. There's no harm in them.
Plenty of harm in this, though, Christopher. All these children missing, abused, murdered. Why'd you take such an interest in them?
I was sick. I was screwed up, all right? I went to a clinic when I come out of prison. That's what they taught me. Well, when you're sick, right, like say you got cancer and then they cure you, you'd still be interested in the disease, wouldn't you? Different cases, causes, new cures.
No cures in here, Christopher, just the disease. You've worked at Carfit for 6 months, haven't you?
Yeah, but I went to school with owns it. He believes in giving people a second chance.
But the money's not up to much, though, is it?
Well, sometimes I have to skip a few meals. What's that got to do with anything?
Skip a few meals? 2,000 quid here, Christopher.
Yeah, I play the horses. No, the accumulator paid off. Gave nearly $3,000. I spent about 900 buying a telly for Anne and some presents for the girls.
A mattress is a strange place to keep this amount of money. Why not put it in a savings account?
Because sooner or later, there's always some nosy bastard who wants to know where it come from.
You used to be a member of the Paedophile Information Exchange.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well, supposing you were still in touch with your old mates, what would the going rate be for a 14-month-old child? 2,000 quid? Where is she?
I don't know.
Why did you take the car?
What bloody car?
Susan Covington's. Was that a part of the deal, or did your client need a lift home?
I didn't take her. I already told you I was with my girlfriend all night. Why don't you just ask her?
Do you recognise this woman?
No, I've never seen her before.
Now do you recognise her?
I never met her.
Take as much time as you need.
Number 4. Yes! He's the man from the park. find him so quickly? Has he taken a child before?
I'm afraid we can't tell you that.
We watched a film on the box till about 1, then turned in. We were together all night.
He couldn't have left without your knowledge. When you were asleep, maybe?
No, I'm a light sleeper. When you've lived on your own with
What
two
time
kids...
did he leave the house?
Well, at about 1:30, but...
I'm sorry. I thought you said you'd spent the night together.
We had a fight.
What about?
Well, nothing, really. After a couple of minutes, I decided to go after him, and we spent the rest of the night at his place.
So you left the children unattended?
No. What is it with you people? You see a single mother, and as far as you're concerned, we're all screwed up and useless. We're disaster areas.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to imply
It's
that you were
half term. Gail and Alison were sleeping over at a friend's house. We dropped them off there after Chris had taken us all to the pictures.
Where did you catch up with Chris?
Fernham Park. It's on his way home. He was just sitting there about to come back, but his place is closer, so...
What time did you leave him?
7.
How long was he out of your sight?
15 minutes.
And you're prepared to sign a statement to that effect?
Look, what's Chris supposed to have done?
We're questioning him in connection with the abduction of Vicky Warwick.
What? That baby that was taken? You're crazy.
How long have you known him?
Since last August, about 6 months. He's a decent bloke, and God knows there aren't many of them about.
How did you meet?
Well, I don't see that that's any of your business. An ad.
What kind of ad?
In the local paper. Attractive 30-something divorcee seeks sincere, caring man for friendship and possible romance. Good sense of humour essential. Must love children.
Check her neighbours, see if anyone saw or heard her leave the house, and also re-interview everyone in Hughes's building, see if anyone saw her arrive or leave.
Right.
Got him till 12 o'clock tomorrow. That's 19 hours to get something solid, or we're going to have to let him walk. Richard, how did he hold up?
Had to ease off when his brief turned up.
What did he say when you told him he'd been identified?
He couldn't remember. He talks to a lot of people in the park. He's a friendly bloke.
Especially with kids.
Look, we've got to break his alibi. And we've got to find out who might have bought Vicky. So keep the boys at it, Richard, all known associates. Also, check with Anne Sutherland's relatives and friends. See if anyone's suddenly got an extra little girl.
Let's wheel him up again, boss. Let me take a crack at him.
No, you're driving me to Bedford.
Bedford?
Yeah. The Osborne Clinic.
Sorry, they had to be opened. Makes you think, though. Some people's hearts are in the right place. Fancy some tea?
I saw the broadcast you made. Was a psychiatrist consulted?
There wasn't time.
Now, I'm assuming that you wrote the appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Did a very good job.
For an amateur?
No, by any standards. Please, sit. So, how much evidence do you have against Hughes?
He's our prime suspect.
And you haven't found the child as yet?
No. We think that Hughes may have been paid to take her.
What, by another paedophile?
Yes, perhaps by someone he served time with or met here.
I would say that was very unlikely. Hughes didn't form any friendships either here or in prison.
How can you know that?
Well, I am correct in assuming that you're here to benefit from my professional opinion. Please, sit down. Most of our clients take to the theory and practice of group therapy with an ease that sometimes borders on enthusiasm. But our Mr. Hughes was disruptive. That's why he was referred to me.
You're an independent consultant.
I have a practice, and some of my spare time is spent on research. Like at present, I'm doing some work for the Met.
Given the seriousness of our case, would you help us build up a profile of our abductor?
No. But only because it's so serious. What I can tell you is that I would very much doubt whether Hughes is the person that you're looking for.
Why?
Because he would never abuse a child younger than 5 years old. He'd consider it perverse. He believes that children reach sexual maturity at 5. That's the age that he was when he was first abused.
Well, that's no bloody excuse, is it?
No. But it is the reason. What you have to understand is that 98% of our clients are the products of abuse.
Not everyone who's abused turns into a nonce.
Well, that's the most important aspect of the work that we do here. Learning how to treat abused children so they don't turn into monsters.
Yeah, but you only get half the story, don't you?
Yes, that's true, but unfortunately we have serious problems in gaining insights into mature survivors of abuse.
Hughes told us that you'd cured him.
Really? Listen, a client could spend the rest of his life in here and still not be healed. The wounds are too old. I'm afraid there are no cures.
Castration.
No cures that the law allows.
Why did you release him?
It's not my decision. It's up to the parole board and the local authority accountants that have been paying for his treatment. The best that we can do for these men is to get them to acknowledge that their behavior is deviant, get them to examine the reasons for it, and then try and help them to achieve some measure of control over it.
Hughes is dating a divorcee, the mother of 2 little girls, 6 and 7. How much control did you give him?
Can we see Hughes's case notes?
No.
Dr. Schofield, a child's life is at stake here.
It's a question of ethics, beside which I would very much doubt whether you're qualified to interpret the material correctly.
And you're certain that he didn't take her? Well, Dr. Schofield, I dare say that you won't care too much about professional ethics if Vicky Warwick is found dead. You could have saved her. Thank you.
Susan? Superintendent Tennison's here. Can she come in for a few minutes?
Hello, Susan.
I'm sorry there's no news about Vicky yet. Is Maureen looking after you all right?
She's spoiling me. I'm so used to living on my own.
I wanted to ask you a question about the man you identified, Christopher Hughes. He's got an alibi. So, did you ever see him with another man? No, you sure?
Yes. I only saw him once. With the little girls. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Will he be released?
I don't know.
I want her back. Please bring her back.
Travellers made camp yesterday. One of the kids spotted a bag stuck in the sluice. Could have been dropped miles upstream. Current's a real killer. Without drainage to the lake, it might never have been found.
Where are the nearest houses?
That way, about half a mile. My boys are asking, but I don't suppose anybody's seen anything.
Where did the travellers phone in from?
Payphone on the motorway services. If we got here, it's obvious we had to call them.
Is this your girl?
Yes. How long's she been in the water?
2 or 3 days. No Rigor present. The water went so cold, she just started to decay.
Was she molested?
Hard to say yet. We'll need rectal and vaginal swabs, but well, she was naked.
What did she die of?
Until I look at her lungs, I won't be able to say for sure.
No, no cutting. Not until she's been formally identified, and I want Oscar Bream to do the post-mortem. Thank you. Is this Vicky?
Did she suffer?
No. We'll get whoever did this, I promise you. I promise you.
The 24 hours were up.
Well, I want round-the-clock surveillance on Hughes, and I want him to know it. If Anne Sutherland's daughters are at risk, I want him to think twice about it. And I want to go back to the names our offender search coughed up, and the disappointed adopters, and the bereaved parents, and I want them all interviewed, and relatives, and friends, and neighbours, and the whole bloody lot. It is not a wild goose chase, and if anyone here needs an incentive, they can go down to Oscar Bream's and see what's lying on his slab. Have you got anything from forensics, Richard?
They're still working. But it looks like the river's probably washed away any of the evidence. But he did say that the mud from the riverbank matches the mud that was found in the Renault's,
Footwell.
Footwell.
Yeah, well, all right. That's not much, but it's something. All right, that's it. Except, I know what hours you've been putting in. No one could be working any harder. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah.
Put the new boys to work, Tony.
All right. Boss, there's a Dr. Schofield waiting in reception.
I heard about the little girl. I'm very sorry.
We all are.
Look, I need to know, Vicky Warwick, were there any signs of abuse?
We haven't got the medical reports yet. Are you still certain we've got the wrong man?
Can I see him?
Is that why you're here?
Your finger is on a trigger. This kind of emotional stress could drive him straight back to established behavior patterns. Now, as far as we know, he hasn't as yet abused the girls available to him. But if you keep this pressure up, then there's every chance that he'll fixate on them.
Can I see the file?
What's all the cloak and dagger about?
You and me, video room, no guests.
Well, Vanessa was 5 when I married Carol. 5 3/4. I mean, even a couple of months is a big deal at that age. She was wonderful. And like, you know, when she started to trust me, there's no trust like a child's. It's like perfect. It's a perfect thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she'd look up at me with them big green eyes. People can't meet your eyes like that. She didn't understand what she felt.
And you helped her to understand?
Yeah, gently. It's like a game. Best game. You know, she gets so excited. Yeah, she'd fill with such emotion. And there'd be tears. She loved me that much.
It doesn't occur to you that she may have been frightened?
No, she loved me.
But men like you can sometimes frighten children.
No, only the bastards. Yeah, it's the ones that are too pig ignorant to know how to help a child to understand, like. And, there was this one bloke. This bloke here, one of those group sessions.
Right.
And, he bought his little girl 2 kittens. Right? Yeah. And after she got attached, he killed one. He strangled it in front of her. And then he said he'd do the same to the other one if she didn't do what he wanted. Bastard. I mean, imagine putting me... No, someone like me in the same room as a shit like that. Jesus.
Hughes was sent to prison in 1985. It was probably only then that he realized there was no chance of seeing Vanessa again. He was found with his wrist slashed, and he was in a critical condition for some time. I really think I should see him.
We had to release him an hour ago.
Where are the girls?
They're playing round at Angela's. I took them over before I came to meet you.
You didn't tell him I've been arrested.
What do you think?
No, thanks for sticking up for me. Making a statement and that. Some people get scared, you know. It's been around the police makes them feel guilty.
They must have guilty consciences then, mustn't they?
You want to know why they picked me up? They're picking up anyone local who's got a record.
You didn't tell me you had one.
No. Sorry. It was years ago. Some burglaries. I got 40 months in Wandsworth. I should have told you.
Well, what would burglary have to do with the kidnapping?
The place was broken into. Expert job, they reckon. Thought I might have done it.
Mind those filthy overalls.
Yeah, I think it'd be time to change. I could always take them off.
No, you need something to eat before you go back to work, and I've got to go and pick up the girls.
Sharon, let me DCI Turner of the Child Protection Team. Yeah, that's Ruth Turner. As soon as possible. Yes, Ruth. Well, keep trying. Thanks.
Danny, have you got Hughes's phone?
Tony's using it.
Jane! Right, well, there was no physical trauma consistent with attempted or actual intromission. There was nothing on the internal swabs. She didn't drown, there was hardly any water in the lungs and none at all in her tummy.
What was the cause of death?
Asphyxiation. In asphyxial death, the lungs stop working, but the blood becomes depleted of oxygen. Amongst other things, this can cause a colour change in the victim's skin, cyanosis. Though she's been in the water, you can still see the blue tinge on the tips of the ears, the lips, the nail beds, and the cyanotic congestion in all the major organs, especially the lungs.
Oh, was she strangled?
Not strangled, either by ligature or hand. That would have left bruising. Provided we get negative results from the toxicology and drug screens, my guess is that she was suffocated. It can take as little as 20 to 30 seconds. She died quickly.
You know, I mean, they can always tell when they've got a rival. Especially if it's their daughter. Carol was a pain in the neck. It's touch and go wherever I could put up with her. Till I met little Vanessa.
Did you make love with Carol?
Yeah, but not often. Anyway, I don't think she minded that much. I mean, she'd had a rough time with her first husband. I think all she really wanted was to be treated decent. Anyway, you put up with anything, didn't you? To be near someone that you love.
Where is she?
7. He left her place at 1:30. She didn't see him again until the next morning.
Pick him up. And what time did he leave your house?
1:30, like I said before. I was telling the truth about the fight.
Well, who started it?
I don't know. I suppose he did. It was over, well, he won't make love unless the light is off, and I wanted to leave it on, and we ended up shouting.
In your statement, you said you went after him.
No, I was too upset. But the next morning, I felt silly, so I went round to his bedsit to make up, and he said he was sorry, and I said I was sorry, and one thing led to another, and... Afterwards, he told me that he'd got drunk because he thought he was going to lose me, and he'd got into a fight with someone, and he thought that there might be some trouble. So he asked me to say that we were together if anyone asked about him.
Now, why have you changed your mind, Anne?
There was something about him today. After he was released, there was something different. And I was scared. And, then I saw that little girl on the telly, and...
Get in that room. Jesus Christ, Tony! Well, I was off balance. It was his own fault. Keep still. All right? Just keep still. All right, all right, all right.
you want someone to stay with you tonight?
No, we'll be fine.
Are
now.
you sure?
Gov.
Yeah. Drive Miss Sutherland home, would you, and arrange for someone to pick up?
Gov.
Would you just wait here?
What? Cock up. Hughes is on his way to hospital.
No, he's walking wounded. Applin.
Come on, I've got you.
Okay, Gov. She wants us back at the station.
What will you tell her?
Like you said, you're off balance.
Home, James.
Where the hell is he?
We don't know, Gov.
Find him, turn him round, send him back. Stake out the bedsit. Get a car sent round to Fernham Road and get Maureen Havers on the blower. Tell her that Hughes is running.
Right, Hughes is on his way to hospital.
Applin's on his way to hospital. Christ knows where Hughes is.
But he could hardly walk.
Yeah, and I want to hear about that. Richard, get over to Anne Sutherland's place. Now, fast!
Ali, Gail, come on. Come on, I've got your bubbles.
Hello?
Come on, you two. You can watch television later.
Hold on a minute.
The roof has fallen down and I'll have to dig another tunnel.
Oh, what do you think's making it collapse?
Too much weight on top.
Mum?
Ali, God, you nearly gave me a heart attack.
Please, they're on the phone.
Hello?
That gives me an idea.
See, I was right. Told you.
Gail, come here, love.
What'd you tell them?
Gail, come on, darling.
What'd you tell her? Run, run! Run! Get out! Get out! Shit!
He almost dragged me into the bloody road as well.
Bollocks!
Haskins will back me up.
Well, you better hope the van driver does too.
It all happened too fast. He couldn't have seen anything.
Now, is that what you're going to say in court?
Look! Hughes was dead set on doing a runner right from the very moment he saw us.
And I don't suppose that was because he was scared shitless he'd get done over by any chance. Yes!
Hughes is at Anne Sutherland's place. Richard got there 30 seconds too late. He got
Is she
caught.
in the house?
She's a hostage.
What about the kids?
see you in a minute. Just try and pretend it's a game. Just try and pretend it. Down the edge of the corner. By the gable end. Hold your position.
Andrews. Right. Landline's hooked up, yeah?
Got it.
Are the children safe? Chris, are you listening? Are Alison and Gail safe?
What gives you the front to ask that when we're surrounded by snipers, eh?
They're here to protect Anne and the children. And I'm here to make sure no one gets hurt, and that includes you. Chris?
I just wanted to talk to Anne. I had to come and find her, that's all. I just need to talk.
Chris?
I've been paging you all over the station for the past hour.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
Oh, no. That's not good enough, Inspector.
Well, I'm sorry, Mom! All right?
How did you change Anne Sutherland's mind?
Well, she was already guilty about covering for him. All I did was... I just convinced her it was serious. I touched a nerve.
And how did you do that?
I just showed her Vicky Warwick's photograph and asked her how she'd feel if one of her own children had been hurt.
Where are the therapy tapes, Tony?
I don't know anything about
I just spoke to Schofield. Did you steal the case file, too?
I didn't do that, no.
You're finished. Do you realise what you've done?
Look, she won't say anything.
We'll never get a conviction now.
We'll get a conviction. We'll get a conviction. Come on.
Bullshit. Do you have any idea what you've done?
I had it all sorted. You know, that prick should have cuffed him.
He's got the children.
He won't hurt them. I did it to protect them, Hughes.
Christ's sake, Tony, you heard what Schofield said. He's got a knife at her throat and he's got the children and you're the one who put them there. happened to you too, didn't it? Tony, how old were you?
I'm disgusting. I'm disgusting.
I love you. Just tell me what happened. Anne, please, talk to me.
I want to see Alison and Gail.
I love you.
I know what you are. I know, so don't lie.
So I was in the clinic, yeah? Now they helped me. I'm not like I was before. You know, I was only like that because, like, what happened to me when I was a kid. Yeah? Because of what was done to me. All my feelings and thoughts are all twisted. You know, all sort of shaken up, yeah? But I understand now. I've never hurt Allie and Gail. They're too special to us. And you're the only woman that I've ever felt anything for. It's the truth!
You're a liar!
Who was here, Danny? Hey? A big bastard, was he? What'd you say to him?
Mummy. Mum.
Please, Chris. Please.
Hello?
Chris?
I want to talk to Tennison.
Well, we might be able to arrange that, but...
I'll only talk to Tennison now. No one else.
Chris?
Get her up front. I want to see her.
Chris, I have to speak to Anne first. Oh, shit.
The siege at Hellier's Road in Islington began soon after 5 o'clock this evening. The identity of the man holding the family hostage is still unconfirmed, but reports suggest that the intruder may be a man who escaped from police custody earlier today. The man had been detained for questioning in connection with the abduction and murder of Vicky Warwick.
You all right?
I think I'll just go upstairs and lie down for a while.
Is he on the line?
It's fine.
Hello, Chris. Can you hear me?
Did you get that bastard to work me over, eh?
Inspector Muddiman has been removed from the case, and his conduct will be the subject of an official inquiry. Now, nobody's out to get you, Chris.
Did you talk to Schofield?
Yes.
What did he tell you?
That you are unlikely to have taken Vicky.
Then why is all this happening?
Chris. Chris, listen.
Why won't anyone believe me?
Chris, I'm only interested in the truth. Okay? You'll have to convince me that I can trust you. Chris. Chris.
Superintendent.
Anne? Anne, are you all right?
I lied. I'm sorry.
What do you mean? What did you lie about?
My statement today. Chris was with me that night. I was just afraid he'd hurt my kids. I just wanted him locked away where he couldn't hurt anybody. This is all my fault. Please.
Do you hear that?
Yes.
Do you believe it?
Yes, I think I do. But we can't talk properly until you release Anne and the children.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
And you get rid of the snipers?
Tell him yes.
Yes, they'll be withdrawn.
I don't believe you.
I give you my word.
I need a doctor.
We can't send in a doctor, but if you come out with Anne and the children, then we'll get you to hospital immediately.
Those bastards out there do anything to gut me.
They won't, I promise you. And do you hear me? I promise.
If the hostage taker does anything likely to endanger them, you're authorized to fire at your own discretion.
I repeat, you are authorized to fire at your own discretion.
Susan! Susan!
It's coming, sir.
Tell us, Lucy. I'm afraid you can't go in there.
What are you doing here? What about Jackie?
He mustn't hurt us.
Susan, this way, my man. This way, Susan. Susan.
It's all right, Chris. You can trust me, I promise.
Get out!
I gave him my word. Those snipers would be withdrawn. You lied to me.
It's standard procedure for negotiators to be getting...
And Sutherland was almost killed.
No. My man pulled that shot as soon as she ran into his line of fire, right out of the textbook.
Hughes was scared shitless of catching a bullet. What's the first thing he sees when he gets out of the house? One of your men.
Well, we won't know that till after the tactical debriefing, now will we?
Jesus.
Where are you going?
Back to the intelligence cell. He's still got a little girl in there.
No.
I mean, no.
No. As far as Hughes is concerned, you're contaminated. He won't trust you now.
Yeah, well, whose fault is that?
DCI Burnham will handle the negotiations from now on.
Negotiations. Boss.
I didn't want him to hurt anyone. I heard the shot.
No one was hit.
The children.
He's got the youngest.
Why did he do it?
What, take the hostages? To prove his innocence.
Is he?
Of taking Vicky? Yes. Yes, I think so. What do you think?
It's my fault, isn't it? If I hadn't remembered seeing him in the park.
No. He made choices. He did this to himself.
But he must have been frightened. If he panicked, it's so easy to make a mistake, lose control. You must have been frightened when they fired.
No. More that sick feeling you get when something's gone terribly wrong. I'm frightened for Gail.
Is that her name? Have you ever hurt anyone?
Once. I had a gun, I shot back. None of us know how we will cope in a crisis. You see, I don't think I could have done what you did. You had a child, you're all alone.
Wouldn't have done it if I'd realised. The idea, the image that's shoved down your throat, it's a lie. You struggle to get a good job and then you struggle to keep it. You get a nice house and fill it with all the things that you're supposed to fill it with and you struggle to keep that. And you finish it off with a child. People were always going on and on about how wonderful and fulfilling. One even said, you weren't a real woman unless you had a baby. So
You did what you thought you should. Like most women. That was brave of you.
She took so much. Everything. And she would not be satisfied. Would not let me sleep. Sometimes, like Sunday, all day. I couldn't. She just wouldn't. Nothing I did. The screaming just went on and on and on and on and on. Then she was quiet. I fell asleep. I dreamed she... and shouting. It was me. Why should I suffer for what she did to me? I'm the victim. Suffocated since the beginning. Did you know where you were going to drive? I'd seen the river before. I dreamed about it. I put her blanket in a skip. I can show you where. She was just supposed to be quiet, but she wouldn't wake up. I walked back. I thought I could hear her. But the door was locked. I had to break it. I looked for her everywhere. But I couldn't find her. I couldn't find her. I couldn't find her. I'm sorry! I'm sorry.
No, leave it. I want to see you. What is it? Is it me? Can you not bear to look at me? Chris. Chris, please. How am I supposed to understand if you won't talk to me?